Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have begun their process of requesting to interview offensive coordinator candidates. And the first person we're going to be talking about is current Jacksonville Jaguars passing game coordinator Jim Bob Cooter. Joining me today is my colleague from BucsNation.com and the co-host of the Cannon Fire podcast, the main host of the Real to Real podcast, Mr. Evan Wanish. Evan, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. The Bucs are finally getting the ball rolling on the offensive coordinator position. So it's been kind of quiet, but yeah, now we got some names at least.
I just want to say too is literally right after I made my Bill O'Brien video, he joins the Patriots. So I'm probably jinxing all of these guys here, but let's go ahead and dive into Jim Bob Cooter real quick, Evan. So 38 years old, he is currently with the Jacksonville Jaguars as a part of Doug Peterson's staff over there. He was with the Philadelphia Eagles last year as a consultant. Before that, he has spent a lot of time at a lot of different places, Evan. He was in Tennessee from '07 to '08. He then joined the Indianapolis Colts from '09 to 2011 as an offensive assistant. Then he was with the Kansas City Chiefs for a year, the Denver Broncos for a year. But one place where he really made his name, Evan, is with the Detroit Lions. From 2014 to 2015, he was the quarterbacks coach over there. Then he was officially promoted offensive coordinator from 2016 to 2018. Then after that, he joined the New York Jets from 2019 to 2020 until he had his time with the Eagles and now the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, what are your thoughts on Jim Bob Cooter and what he has done so far in terms of his NFL resume so far?
Well, if we're gonna look at what he's done recently, obviously, I think Doug Peterson's the biggest part, but I'm sure Jim Bob Cooter played a role in Trevor Lawrence, sort of bouncing back this season from a rough rookie season. So that's something to hang your hat on. Really, when he was the offensive coordinator in Detroit, his offenses were normally middle of the pack. They went 9-7 his first year, made the playoffs. They went 9-7 his second year, and they missed the playoffs. But then the last year went 6-10, and he wasn't brought back once Jim Caldwell was fired. So, yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, whether they hire him or not. Here's the thing, just giving my personal opinion on it, I do think that he is okay. Like I don't think he'd be the worst option in the world. He's still 38 years old. He's still young. It's not like they're hiring a dinosaur here. So if they were to hire him, I think it would be okay. However, I do think there are some more appealing options out there, and I think this hire is so important for Todd Bowles and for Jason Light that I think they need to be aiming a bit higher. So, this doesn't mean he's going to get the job. It just means that obviously there's interest on the Bucs side, but it doesn't mean he gets the job. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think whenever you look at Jim Bob Cooter here, really interesting cat, right? Really interesting guy. He's worked with a lot of decent quarterbacks. He worked with Trevor Lawrence this year. Was a consultant for the Eagles last year. That means he had a little bit of work with Jalen Hurts. Don't necessarily know how much work he necessarily got into that, but he's worked with Matthew Stafford over there at the Detroit Lions. Was Peyton Manning with the Broncos in 2013? Yes, no,
Yes,
maybe so.
yes.
Okay, so he might have, got to see Peyton Manning a little bit. '09, 2011 with the Colts. Was Peyton Manning still with the Colts at that point, or was it? It wasn't Andrew Luck, was it? Or
What years was it again?
'09 to 2011?
No, that was nobody. That was neither. Manning was with the Colts. That was the last 2 years. So I mean, he's worked with quarterbacks, and obviously most notably Matthew Stafford being his offensive coordinator. So
Yeah. So the one thing I look at potential, offensive coordinators, is really how innovative can they be? And I think, look at Jim Bob Cooter, the Jaguars offense, I think has done some pretty decent stuff this year, passing game coordinator. The Bucs obviously have a pretty potent passing attack. It's also going to depend who's at quarterback at the end of the day. But like you said, Evan, in my opinion, would I hate this hire? No. But would I love this hire? Probably not. It would just feel kind of like a meh hiring, in my opinion, right? And I know that it's really easy to become attracted to like flashy names, right? And that isn't to say that Jim Bob Cooter couldn't come in here and absolutely light the world up and, put out some phenomenal offensive efficiency for this Buccaneers offense. But, it just doesn't seem like the flashiest name. at the moment, so we will have to wait and see what happens regarding that. But he is going to be one of the first names. I believe it was requested and it was approved by the Jaguars to get an interview done with the Bucs, so that should be happening somewhere down the line, folks. But look, we're going to go ahead and end off this one here, folks. Let us know your thoughts and opinions about Jim Bob Cooter. Evan, if you had to give like a percentage, I know we're in the stupid early ages of the process here, but do you think Jim Bob Cooter has a pretty decent chance?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're they clearly have some interest, so I would say so. I will say, like, he's one of many names that I think are going to be thrown in the hat. So, it's hard to put a percentage on it just because I don't know exactly how many more names are coming. So, if there's six more names that are going to be added, obviously the percentage goes way down. But if there's only three or so, the percentage goes way up. So it's tough to say at this point.
For sure. I got to agree with you there. I think it's too early to be kind of saying who's the front runner, who's not the front. We literally just heard this like 30 minutes ago. So it is what it is, folks. Let us know your thoughts and opinions about Jim Bob Cooter. I tell you what, he'd look pretty good in a crock pot. But folks, let us know your thoughts and opinions about Jim Bob Cooter. We'd love to hear him. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. We'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.